what can be, unburdened by what has been.
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 All right, so here are we as Charlie Kirk analyze the political strength of Kamala Harris. He named this video that the Commie Kamala Switchero. Okay, I believe that is going to be a very interesting one. So let's get down to the video and then see her political strength as far as her candidacy is concerned. Of course, some of you might agree and sometimes some of you might disagree with it, but then let's get down to the video and then check this out.
You're living through right now a sugar high. There is a Democrat sugar high, and it's going to last a couple weeks. It could even last a month.
All right.
You see, for over 18 months, the Democrat base has been very sleepy. Not excited about Joe Biden, upset that Donald Trump very well might become the next president. Many of them have even resigned to the fact that Trump was going to become president, especially after that debate. The elevation of Kamala Harris from vice president to the candidate has unleashed an expected and anticipated sugar high. No different than if you were 7 years old and you ate a bunch of Twizzlers and Snicker bars and Hershey candy bars and you have all this energy, but it goes away after about 45 minutes. And that crash is a real one. You are seeing a honeymoon period by the media. When we get an opportunity to expose the record of Kamala Harris, the honeymoon period will fade. But make no mistake, you are about to see a series of polls, a series of news items that show that this is a very close race, and it very well might end up being a very close race. Kamala Harris very well might choose Josh Shapiro as her vice president, or Mark Kelly, and that would make Arizona far more in play than it is right now, and we are doing the work on the ground in Arizona every single day. The entire race has reset. Now, remember, she was ranked the most liberal U.S. senator when she was in the Senate. She ranked and scored to the left of Bernie Sanders. She believes in giving free benefits to illegal aliens. She wants to abolish ICE. She wants to make critical race theory the curriculum of the land. She applauded the defunding of police. She wanted to ban all fossil fuels, get rid of the filibuster. She wants to get rid of fracking. Her staff has some of the highest turnover we've ever seen in Washington, D.C. Kamala Harris' staff exodus, 92% gone in 3 years. Anybody that has been around Kamala Harris knows that she is a... See, Kamala Harris is on TikTok right now, dancing to the new trend. Daisy educated me on it. As Kamala Harris is dancing, Americans are dying of opioid overdoses. As Kamala Harris is dancing, trying to win over Gen Z voters, our border remains wide open. So what does this honeymoon period look like? Well, first of which, Reuters came out with a poll yesterday and shows that Kamala Harris is up 2 points on Donald Trump.
And
I say, I don't believe that.
I'm not surprised.
This is going to be a much closer race than a lot of you are comfortable with. This is going to be a much closer race than you would have imagined with Joe Biden. This is going to come down to 5,000 votes here, 300 votes here, 200 votes here, which goes to show that every single one of you deciding whether to do the work to find new voters or not is going to be more consequential than ever before. And that is why I'm wearing the shirt, Find New Voters. Every day, you go out into the streets, you go to the grocery store, and you find a voter or two. You find two people and you talk to them. Here are 17 examples of Kamala Harris's Marxist, communist, far-left record. She co-sponsored legislation to protect criminals, hardened criminals, from being deported back to their country of origin. She backed Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All legislation, universal health care. She backed banning private health insurance. If you guys like your health insurance, she wants to take it from you. She supported giving taxpayer-funded coverage to illegals. So while you can't afford to go on vacation with your family, she wants to raise your taxes to pay for health coverage for foreigners. She has vocally supported banning all fracking, which would result in millions of job losses, including hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs in Pennsylvania. she backed defunding the police and getting rid of all the police. She has compared ICE, which does amazing work, identifying people that, for example, they killed the person who killed Laken Riley or the mother of 5 in Maryland. She said the ICE is similar to the KKK. She wants to ban plastic straws, but not ban late-term abortion. She wants and has defended banning offshore drilling. She wants to undo Donald Trump's border security measure. She has supported decriminalizing and allowing illegal border crossings, calling it a civil offense, not a criminal offense. She said she wouldn't treat illegal aliens as criminals. She has called for starting ICE from scratch and get rid of all immigration, customs, and enforcement. She argued that temporarily closing the border when fentanyl, drugs, and opioids are coming across and killing our people violates federal law. She went out of her way and raised money for the Minnesota Freedom Fund, a far-left organization that pays to bail out and jail violent criminals, including accused murderers and rapists. She supported vocally cuts to Los Angeles's police department. She called efforts to add more police to the streets wrong-headed thinking. Kamala Harris was America's most liberal senator. She is a California communist. She is a liberal that makes Gavin Newsom look like a moderate. And by the way, I'm not even touching the surface about how she probably supports, we don't have it on the record yet, state-sanctioned kidnapping of children under the trans agenda. Where does Kamala Harris stand on puberty blockers for 11-year-olds? Where does Kamala Harris stand on taxpayer-funded abortions? Kamala Harris is a cold, cruel, cunning opportunist. She couldn't care less about the suffering of Gen Z not being able to own a home. She could not care less. She does not have the sympathy or the empathy about the 110,000 plus Americans that died from drug overdoses. Kamala Harris knew that Joe Biden was sick and not up to the task, and she worked with Obama, Pelosi, and Schumer and led him to the slaughter and is now taking his throne. In fact, this is something we're hearing more and more in focus groups from voters on the ground. Play cut 110.
I think that if the DNC would have taken this path maybe 2 months ago, when these same problems existed, I might have leaned towards Kamala, our vice president. Now, knowing the things that they've been hiding in plain sight from the American public, I cannot find it in myself to vote for a Democrat, and potentially I might never vote for a Democrat again.
Good for you. This guy's an honest person, and I hope that there are millions of honest people that think the same way. Kamala Harris is a coup plotter. Kamala Harris is the Brutus to Joe Biden's Caesar. Kamala Harris was part of a shadow campaign. It's so obvious. On debate night, she wasn't there with Joe Biden. The aesthetics and the visual showed her awfully presidential. She was ready for this, but she allowed the process to play out. Kamala Harris and her team worked quietly with Barack Hussein Obama and Chuck U. Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and the New York Times, and they launched a coup against a sitting president, and she knew about his condition.
Wow, that's a very interesting one. But then the famous quote is, what can be onboarded by the word has been. So what do you know about Kamala Harris that you would like to put at the comment section? Because Charlie Kirk has enumerated a lot of things about Kamala Harris that might go negative, you understand, in the poll about her, but nevertheless it also tried to point out, you understand, her strength, and then we could look at, you understand, her alliance, you understand, with Nancy Pelosi, Obama, and then the rest of it. And then if you look at it, you understand, it seems like they are fully aware about what end up happening to Joe Biden, that is at the cost of the presidential debate with President Trump. But then, do you think what Charlie Kirk, you understand, is saying, you understand, is true? What do you have to add up about Kamala Harris? And do you think that she stands a chance, in a sense, of winning this very election. Because when you look at it, you understand, from some of the things, you understand, being highlighted, you understand, about her, it shows that at this point in time, from my own observation, it's like the election is like a little bit like 50-50. All right, the percentage is like 50-50, because it wasn't like the time that it was with Trump and then Biden. You could say that, oh, Trump was already winning. Everybody knows that, yes, he was winning. But immediately, innocent Kamala Harris, innocent image, the thing is like 50-50. She can win, she may lose. It's just, you understand, there. But like, what do you have, you understand, about Kamala Harris that you think that she will, because of that, she won't be able to win the presidential race? I wanted to drop it at the comment section. I hope that some of you are actually enjoying this Charlie Kirk show. So I want to see your thought and opinion at the comment section, and may God bless you as you do so. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share and subscribe. If you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.